This exercise is for many of us who are fortunate enough to be able to walk. We need to be grateful and appreciate the fact that we are able to perform, for some of us who think that this is a simple movement act. In official mindfulness walking exercise, you may simply be asked to walk nowhere in a simple line and just to go slowly back and forth in a simple line. If you get a chance to do that, please use the opportunity and try this with a guide. However, for the purpose of this particular lecture, that mindfulness practice is not what I'm referring to here. Why? Well, because you may never have a chance to do that or even to get to the point of trying it, and yet have all attributes, surroundings, and elements to try mindful walking anywhere, inside, outside, taking just a few steps, short walk, long walk, nice walk, it doesn't matter, right? We have the opportunity to do that. So these are really all great opportunity to do and try mindful meditation walk. The other day, while doing a positive psychology training workshop in corporate settings, I asked participants to go out with me, just around the building, and do a mindful walk. I gave them very few simple directions. Here they are. We will gonna walk only for 5 minutes. We will be quiet, so there will be no talking. We will pay attention to our breath. In breath and the out breath. We will pay attention to our surroundings. When we come back to our room, we will share our experience. What was different between our daily walk to and from our building and today's short walk. So we left together, and while we were leaving the office, I told everyone it is okay while still in the building to say hello to people, because again, this is in corporate environment. We didn't want these people, to look like that they are rude and not to say hello. But that was it. Once we left the building, they followed directions. So we left together and walked slowly around the building. Now, most of these folks have been working there for the past 15 or 20 years, which means they must have walked by the building many, many times. And yet, you will not believe when we came back how many things they told me they noticed for the very first time. They noticed things such as there was a special parking area for guests. There was a sign, 2 hours parking. A yellow marking line marking certain areas around the building. Trees close and far away from the building. Leaves on the street. Birds, and many other things. This was just one example of mindful walk in the group. Please feel free to do this with your co-workers and see the results for yourself. Keep in mind that mindful walking can be practiced anywhere. So walking alone in an environment such as not populated wooded area, parks, beaches, etc. are really perfect settings. However, walking down the street in a busy city or simply pushing a cart in a supermarket is a fine place to do mindful walking. Slowly, one step at a time, being present in the moment, on purpose, and in a non-judgmental way. Before you even start your walk, just remember that you want to be mindful, purposely being in the present moment without judging. You want to be mindful each step you are taking. If you have never done this before, you can try to focus on how your feet slowly touch the ground as you walk. One foot does that while another is in the air and slowly moving on. As you walk, please remember to ask yourself questions such as, what do I feel in my feet? Tingling? Tiring? Earth? Hard ground? Grass? Or nothing? Which is also absolutely fine. Another way to be present is to focus on your breath. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, stay with the breath. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Just stay with your breath. And just keep going with the same technique. As you walk, breathe in, breathe out. It really doesn't matter what you do to stay in the moment, as long as you stay in the moment. And of course, we said this before, this is easily said than done. So here's what's important. Just like in any other mindfulness practice, your mind, just like mine, will have tendency to go back and forth and bring you these unwanted thoughts. And again, important, there is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with you. As soon as you notice it, acknowledge the thought and slowly bring your attention back to the walking meditation. This will happen many times, even during very few minutes of walking meditation, especially when you first time start practicing this. Again, all you need to do is acknowledge the thought and go back to your mindful walking. As long as you acknowledge the thoughts, remember, you are being mindful, you are meditating. While you pay attention to your walk, pay also attention to your surroundings. You may ask yourself questions such as, what do I see? What things do I notice? Anything moving around me? What happens when I move around? How does my body feel? Any pain? If so, just acknowledge it and move on. Remember, no judging. Acknowledge even if it's pain and move on. Am I noticing things I have never noticed before? Although I passed this way so many times? You've got an idea. To make it even more powerful, I personally combine my mindfulness walk with some other mindfulness practices. However, I suggest that you practice simple mindful walk for now, right? Before you move on to the next step. Anyway, once you feel comfortable, give a try to connect your mindfulness walk with something else. Let me just give you quickly an idea. Here's what works for me. One time, I might decide while slowly walking down, doing my mindfulness walk, I will focus on the sounds, just sounds. Basically, I combine walking meditation with the sound meditation. I pay attention to every sound that is near and far, outside and inside my body. And within our bodies, you can pay attention to and spaces between these sounds. I do not look for sounds, right? I simply acknowledge them as they come. You will be surprised how many sounds you will notice. I can hear tree moved by the wind. I can hear wind itself. Leaves touching the ground. Leaves falling from the tree. Birds, dogs, neighbors, windows, doors opening. And sounds far like car siren, emergency vehicle. Sometimes trains and motorcycles on a highway near where I live, etc.